I'm doing a few of them. I think this is probably my fourth, third or fourth.
I'm not imagining they did have a helicopter deliver the game ball at one of these games, right?
I didn't do that one. I wish I did. That sounds cool, though.
And then, John, we did the game where Northern Colorado was like, we're not playing anymore.
That was us. We did that. We were here until what,
It
like
was the
1 a.m.?
same game that they delivered the game ball from the field.
Oh, okay.
They landed the helicopter at midfield, and then the pilot got out and handed the ball to the referee, and
Maybe it was. I don't
it was
know.
actually a helicopter. So,
That's crazy.
and then, at like halftime, we got the weather delay.
Yep, yeah, we got through the first half. Yep.
Northern Colorado's players were like getting on the bus. And we're like,
They
we're
were
done
done.
playing. We're going home.
They were done. Have you ever seen anything like that? I've never seen that before. And they have to start over from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yep.
At the battle, it's ridiculous.
Well, hopefully tonight is normal. Nothing crazy happens.
Hopefully,
Yep.
like I said, I had that Atlanta game where the
Jeez.
Bucks had a Charleston Friday night game where it was like a 4-hour rain delay, and they were supposed to be doing like fireworks at
Oh
the
my
stadium,
gosh.
and it didn't restart till like 11 o'clock at night.
And that field is notorious for how bad it is at draining water. Since I think it's on the water. I mean, I guess it was built on a swampland. So, wow.
All right, we're coming up on 6 minutes there here.
Okay. Cool.
Taped open.
Beautiful.
Cameras getting better. We might have two cameras after all.
Okay. Nice. Love that.
You just have program?
Yep, I just have program in here.
Great.
That's it.
No.
Nothing. Nope. Only upstairs with the quad. Just program. The Stars will be out on full display tonight in Statesboro, Georgia. A couple of high-octane attacks will go head-to-head for the second time this season as South Georgia Tormenta take on red-hot North Carolina FC, presented by Kids World. It's USL League One on ESPN+. Hi, everybody. John Gross with you as we take a look at the USL League One table, brought to you by the Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. And as you see, North Carolina sitting in second, unbeaten in 6 consecutive matches, and with a win can jump up to the top of the table depending on what happens elsewhere. Meanwhile, Tormenta looking to keep pace and churn ahead. And if they're going to do that, they'll look towards this man, Mateus Cassini, our Galactic Comics player to watch. Now, due to some schedule congestion, he has been rotated off. He will be available as a substitute, but since returning from injury, he has been absolutely tremendous. Started the last 2 matches, entering today. 3 goals since coming back from that collarbone injury in the beginning of July. A tremendous player who has that final product, the ability to finish off goals. You want to talk about goal scorers? How about Olex Anderson? What a month of July he had. Did not score last match against Chattanooga, but before that had scored in 4 consecutive fixtures. A nominee for July Player of the Month with 6 goals in 4 matches, scored in each and every match in the month of July. A big reason why North Carolina is unbeaten in 6 in a row. He has been dynamic. Olex Anderson, our Galactic Comics player to watch. Big-time matchup in Georgia tonight. Should be a fun one. Some dynamic attacking pieces will be on full display. Tormenta and North Carolina, presented by Kids World. Kickoff and lineups next on ESPN+.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Welcome back into Optum Sports Medicine Park at Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia. South Georgia Tormenta and North Carolina just about set to get things started, presented by Kids World. And these 2 teams did play earlier in the season. It was a long time ago, March 17th, the first match of the year, and it was a 1-0 victory for Tormenta. Makwele Akale got this to go, the first goal of the USL League One season overall, and that was Tormenta's 3rd consecutive victory against North Carolina. North Carolina has lost 3 in a row to Tormenta. That is the longest losing streak against a USL League One squad for North Carolina. Here's a look at Ian Cameron's starting 11, brought to you by Statesboro Real Estate. As you see, debuting the Championship Nights kit. Pretty sweet look for them. They have Keziah Sterling up front, leading the way with 6 goals, a dynamic player. as you see, a lot of player rotation. Nemhard not starting, Cassini not starting, Corey not starting as well. We'll see how Ian Cameron's squad fares in this one. On the flip side, North Carolina FC starting 11 led by head coach John Bradford, brought to you by PMG Rentals. This club red hot, 6 consecutive matches without a loss, 3rd in the league in goals per match, in large part due to the play of that midfield and that duo up front, Oleg Sanderson and Garrett McLaughlin. Tremendous, tremendous striker pairing for John Bradford's squad. Let's take a look at our keys to the match in this one, brought to you by Aspen Aerogels. And this is something that Ian Cameron emphasized a lot in her phone call earlier this week. Tormenta has to limit North Carolina free kicks around the box. Luis Perez, a dangerous player at taking those direct free kicks or setting up his teammates. And on the flip side for North Carolina, they have to find a way to exploit that Tormenta back line. Jake Dengler unavailable today for Tormenta. They've conceded goals as this season has progressed. They have seen their attacking output improve, but the defensive side of things slacking a bit. We'll see if North Carolina is able to capitalize. And away we go. Tormenta and North Carolina on this Saturday evening in Statesboro. So happy to have all of you with us. John Gross with you on ESPN+. And as Akale works it to Fonseca. Sterling, dispossessed. Tormenta 7-9-3. Embarking on a daunting month of August. They'll take on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place teams over the next 5 matches. Remember what happened to them last year. Got off to that slower start, up and down season. Ended up finishing the regular season very strong, and of course ran through the postseason and won the league. We'll see if they can replicate that here in 2023. Donovan Eubank is our match referee.
Shit out here. Hey, the jerseys, they have a different jersey. Hey, our guys can't see the jersey. Well, let's get him to change right now then.
Minute 35 into this one, into stoppage. Just overheard a conversation along the touchline. Somebody saying that maybe there should be a kit change due to the similarity in colors. You see the back of these Championship Nights kits for Tormenta. They're white, same color as North Carolina's kits. You see John Bradford, Ian Cameron chatting things over with Donovan Eubank, our match referee. And this is a situation that I have not seen. This is the debut night for these Championship Nights kits. Fans were encouraged to wear all black. And let's see, will they continue wearing these kits or will they have to change kits? And it looks like the teams are meandering around, waiting for the decision from Donovan Eubank. And Tormenta will, in fact, have to change their kits. South Georgia will have to change its kits due to the similarities. And you can understand the confusion. The back half of these kits are white, and clearly a cause for some concern from the North Carolina side of things, since North Carolina is sporting all white kits. And here they come with the different kits. This is a new one, folks. So the debut of the Championship Nights kit, a premature ending to the debut of the kits that looked really cool. You can understand why there would be a change. So Tormenta will change kits. Wow. I've never seen this happen. But it's a good thing that Tormenta are playing at home. They have their kits in the dressing room that they can just change into, and they're doing that right now. So well done by the equipment staff of South Georgia to quickly get these kits onto the pitch, and the players changed into them, and we'll get back to it. So a truncated debut for the Championship Nights kits for Tormenta as Otieno plows ahead, somehow stays on it past Mikey Maldonado. Slips it centrally, Fonseca now, paces inside the 18, he rolls, and it's brought in by Brooks Thompson. Impressive off the restart. Take a look at Hervandi's barbecue replay. It's Fonseca who tests Brooks Thompson in his second appearance with North Carolina as Anderson goes down. Dalton Knutson the culprit. Will it be any more than just a foul?
It has to be a card.
And it does set up an early free kick. Remember what we highlighted as our key to the match for South Georgia? Limit these free kicks around the box. Ian Cameron pointed out Louis Perez, who is lethal at taking free kicks. Right now it's Rafa Mensingen who stands over it. Either way, a potent squad in and around the 18. Mensingen, who scored a goal against Chattanooga last time out, is his first goal since May. He's the one to send this in. Mensingen curls it goalward, and Hara a fingertip save. What an effort by Pablo Hara. A ton of whip on that ball. Oh, the flag was raised, so it will head the opposite direction. Either way, good awareness from Pablo Hara, who is in his 100th USL League One appearance today. A man who signed with the USL League One squad for Tormenta after a successful stint with what was then known as the PDL Tormenta squad, now USL League Two. His 100th professional appearance with South Georgia. Ian Cameron said there are not many better pros than Pablo. He's left an indelible mark on this club, and he's truly a hero of this organization. That being said, still an open competition between him and TJ Bush for the starting keeper spot. As Fonseca opens it wide to Akoto. Pops it back central and headed off target by the potent Keziah Sterling. A handful of early chances for Tormenta. It's a squad that has gained some key attacking pieces as this season has progressed. Players returning from injuries that kept him out for a sizable amount of time. That includes Keziah Sterling. Tormenta coming off of a 3-2 month of July. The most remarkable thing about their attacking success as of late, they scored 16 goals in the 5 matches in July, after scoring 15 goals in the first 15 matches of the season entering July. Pretty sizable jump in production. Here's Perez. Blanco under some duress from Akale. Oh, how about that back heel? Here's Summersall. Team of the week selection, knocks ahead for Olax Anderson. Back towards Summersall, and Otieno was the first one to it. And takes a bit of a shove as well. Summersall Bending Tobias Otieno. Somersault coming off of one of the most productive games of his career in terms of goal contributions. It was his first multi-goal contribution match of his pro career, a goal and an assist. As he rolls this ahead to McLaughlin. Knocked back to Louis Perez. Mensingen, marked by Akoto. Perez, back to Mensingen. He's taken down, and no whistle. Chance to counter now for Tormenta. Ajay taken off of it by Maldonado, a sturdy defender, reigning all-league selection. That's something Ian Cameron pointed out in our call earlier this week. You look at this North Carolina roster, chock full of all-league players. Went a little overcooked to Mensingen. Let's take a look back at what we just saw moments ago, the 1-2 from Perez to Mensingen. He is pleading for the whistle, does not get one from Donovan Eubank. Akale. He's right back to Mukwele, who has been really successful as a substitute these last 4 matches. Akoto, a bit of space to work with. Turns the corner on Blanco. Akoto, low cross. Popped out of the area. Akoto, unquestionably one of the paciest players in this league, as Fonseca wins it back for Tormenta. Akoto. Akale now. Akale lifts ahead. Worked out of there. Settled by Heckenberg. Otieno. Akale. And Maldonado, the culprit, sets up a free kick for South Georgia. Kwele Akale subbed on in his last 4 matches after starting the first 14, but 3 goals and an assist over that stretch. Ian Cameron said he's a guy who just loves playing the sport. And he's adapted really well to the role as a sub. He sees it as an opportunity since he's able to take advantage of teams with his pace in that second half when they're a little bit more fatigued. But today, in the starting 11, Matthias Cassini, who had been starting in that right mid spot, available as a substitute. Pedro Fonseca got an assist last time out against Union Omaha. Rolls ahead, Sterling chops it central, and it trickles home. Seemed to take a deflection as well, and Tormenta strike first. Keziah Sterling making things happen. In the 13th minute, South Georgia Tormenta, new kits, no problem. And it starts right here as Sterling rolls it through. We'll see if it took a deflection. It did take a deflection off of Kingsford Ajay, who is credited with the goal, an assist for Sterling. And watch this, absolutely beautiful. And it splits the wickets of Brooks Thompson. Straight off the training ground. Goal presented by the clubhouse. And it's Tormenta on the board early. But you get the sense, given the attacking prowess of these two squads, that will not be the only goal that we see tonight. 13th minute goal by Kingsford Ajay. His second of the season. Want a challenge as Maldonado again commits that foul, and it's Kale who was shaken up. Donovan Eubank having a stern talking to with Mikey Maldonado. We'll see how much longer of a leash Maldonado has.
With that first goal of the night, that is another $100 donated to the Statesboro Food Bank.
Let's have another free kick. Just moments removed from that opening salvo from Tormenta. This time, it's the goal scorer, Ajay, who tees things up. Ajay, elevated ball, headed out of there. Only as deep as Mason. Knocks it back towards the area. Sterling turns the corner, and Maldonado. And well defended by Mikey Maldonado. Well, we talked before about the Tormenta players who came back from injury, but still one key player out. Jake Dangler, a key piece of this back line. And if you look at the slew of players out for North Carolina, our injury report brought to you by Optum Sports Medicine. Those are some big names unavailable for North Carolina. Shaq Adams, Daniel Navarro, still out. Jaden Cervania. And then a couple of keepers in Tor Saunders and Nick Holiday. Out for a bit longer. Either way, despite those absences today, North Carolina chock full of dynamic pieces. The Mensingins, the Perez, the Andersons of the world. Can't forget Garrett McLaughlin, who was second in the Golden Boot race a season ago. Carolina looking to snap a 3-match losing streak against Tormenta. Longest active losing streak for North Carolina against any USL League One club. John Bradford said this is just a difficult place to win points. He said his team cannot overlook Tormenta's place in the table. As Anderson rolls ahead, tries to work an across, and he does win a corner kick. Winston Kilwin, the one who closed that angle. Louis Perez. These went up from the corner flag. The Parisian. And swinger. And floats over everybody. John Bradford instructing his side to press, extend forward. Haven't seen much in the way of sustained possession for North Carolina in the Tormenta half. Fonseca, chested out. Carolina unbeaten in 6 in a row. Bradford did point out that his team a bit disappointed in a couple of those results, dropped points in a few of them. Draws that could have, maybe should have been wins. Either way, can't be too upset. Currently second in the league table after finishing dead last in the league each of the last 2 seasons. Perez dances, Perez taken off of it. Well defended by Davey Mason, but another corner kick on the way for the visitors. Swinger from Perez towards the back post, launched a mile high, stays in the area, and then finally worked out of danger by Ajay. Maldonado lifts ahead. Somersault wins it in the air. And Hackenberg boots it away. Carolina coming off of that 2-1 win over Chattanooga Red Wolves on Saturday. Jumped out to that 2-0 lead at halftime. Before that, had that monster victory over Northern Colorado. Snapped the Hailstorms' 14-match winning streak, but in some trouble here as Akale goes down and surely a yellow. Gustavo Fernandez has been booked in the 20th minute.
The yellow card was shown in NCFC's number 6, Gustavo Fernandez.
Take a look back at Vandy's barbecue replay. As Akale goes down. Yellow card brought to you by Vino. Fernandez, the New York native, shown a yellow card against Chattanooga, and has been booked early in this one as well. Ajay. Maldonado marking him. Neeson looks to switch fields. Cotto somehow kept it in play. Otieno now. Hackenberg. Kilman. One touch here, Sterling. Sterling tries to go to work. He does. Still Sterling, knocks it back. Ajay has one already. Ajay into the face. And we will have a stoppage. You see Sterling somehow able to stay on it. And he blasts this into the face of Gustavo Fernandez. And right away, Donovan Eubank ushers on the medical crew. That will sting. Fernandez, second season with North Carolina. He's been a key piece of this back line. John Bradford called him one of the unsung heroes of this squad. He cited him and David Garcia. Daniel Navarro as well. Some key pieces in that center back rotation. Maybe don't get the recognition that they deserve. See Fernandez seemingly okay. And now both teams arguing over who should have possession. Donovan Eubank granting it to North Carolina. Well, it's been an interesting match so far. Just past the 24-minute mark. Second meeting of the season between these clubs. And Tormenta the opening blow. Kingsford Ajay, the 13th minute goal. His second of the season against this high-octane North Carolina squad, unbeaten in 6 in a row. There's Pablo Jara. Hasn't been called upon all too often tonight. Mentioned before how Jara and TJ Bush in that open competition for the starting keeper spot. They have gone back and forth throughout this season. And camera just hasn't seen the separation between those two. As Perez lifts ahead, McLaughlin flicks on. You look at the numbers. Tormenta as a team, last in the league in save percentage, just 57%. Here's Lou Young. Mansinkin hands the foot of Blanco. Heavy first touch. And it settles easily by Knutson. Sterling. Muscles off of it. And it comes to Fonseca. Fonseca paces ahead. Fonseca turned away. Brooks Thompson the save. Well done by the newcomer in net. Thompson was just acquired on July 28th on loan from Philadelphia Union 2 of MLS Next Pro. Comes up big right there with that save. Bradford liked the way that he played in his first appearance for North Carolina. 5 saves, just 1 goal allowed against Chattanooga last weekend. Eckenberg opens things up for Mason. Aerial ball, won by Lou Young. And grab right back by Kilwin. Sterling goes ahead towards Ajay. Mansinkin flicks on, looking for McLaughlin. Just a bit out of his reach. Trouble for Thompson. Thompson, a guy who John Bradford said could certainly get some good minutes, quality minutes with North Carolina. And they were in need of keepers with some injuries. Tor Saunders, Nick Holiday, one of the promising young keepers, not just in this league, but in the U.S. in general. Nick Holiday, both out with injuries. Here's Anderson. Anderson, left off of it, will stay with North Carolina. Let's take a look back at what we just saw from South Georgia moments ago. It comes to Fonseca, who turns the corner on David Garcia. Well done by Brooks Thompson. Just his second match with North Carolina. It's Mikey Maldonado, reigning all-league selection. Ready to toss this in. Out of the area, but stays with Garcia. Here's Perez. Perez stays on it. Perez goes down, looking for a whistle to no avail. And now Tormenta can counter, and it's broken up. Well done by David Garcia. On that counter press, Mansinkin Perez probing. Slips wide. McLaughlin leaves it back. Here's Blanco. Comes right back to him. Rolls on. And nobody there. Will be a goal kick. Certainly a bit better in terms of winning the ball back in the Tormenta side of the pitch and maintaining some possession. Nelson Flores Blanco, his third consecutive season with North Carolina. Member of the El Salvador national team, an experienced player. Just past the half-hour mark, North Carolina looking to extend this unbeaten streak to 7, which would be the most since 2017. Here's Mansingen. Mansingen turns and strikes and blasts it over the flags. Just 4 flags away from his native Brazil. He hit it over the Kenyan flag. It appeared. Let's take another look at this. Yep, right over Kenya. Mason. Rolls on for Ajay. The goal scored back in the 13th. Ajay marked by Chris Liu Young. Fonseca. And a whistle. Heard that scream, and a yellow is shown. It is Keziah Sterling who's been booked. Sterling, the reigning player of the week with 2 goals and an assist last week, including an assist against Union Omaha. Also a nominee for Player of the Month in July. And what makes it all the more impressive is the fact that he missed 8 matches with an injury. Came right back in, seamless transition back to the pitch, at least in terms of production. He is booked. Fonseca taps ahead. And it's Garcia who settles. Somersault. Finds Olex Anderson. Anderson through for McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking to equalize. He's taken down, and a point to the spot. Nick Akoto shown a yellow, and it will be a penalty kick on the way. Take a look back at Vandy's barbecue replay. McLaughlin in on the keeper, Hara. And Nick Akoto has been booked. Yellow card brought to you by Vino. Akoto shown a yellow, and it sets up a penalty kick to try to level things. Rafa Mensingen, who was 2 for 3 in PKs this season, facing Pablo Hara. Hara has yet to save a PK this season. It's Mensingen versus Hara. Hara in his 100th regular season appearance in League One. Can he turn away Mensingen? No, he cannot. Rafa Mensingen converts to level.
Let's go! Hold on, white!
8th goal of the season for Rafa Mensingen.
Good, Garrett. Good, kid. Great job, Garrett.
Perfectly placed ball. Hara got a piece of that.
Making those little darting runs, Garrett. Yeah, just off the shoulders to center.
Either way, it is Rafa Mensingen who has scored in now back-to-back matches after going without a goal since July.
Come on, white. Come on, white. Come on, Rafa. Come on, kid.
Pardon me, since May, that goal against Chattanooga, his first goal since May, and he's done it again to tie things in one. Mensingen nearly the takeaway as well.
You're okay, Nelson. You're okay, Nelson. Nelson, talk to Mikey.
Kilman. Ajay tries to knock ahead. Somersault the takeaway. Somersault, he won't be credited with an assist, but he was the one who kick-started that break. A lovely ball ahead that found Olex Anderson. All the feet of Anderson once more, who Tormenta head coach Ian Cameron called the most dangerous player in this league. Hardest player to defend because he uses his pace so effectively. We've seen that on full display all season long.
Back inside, Rafa. Back inside, Rafa.
Here's Perez. McLaughlin. That's wide. Flores Blanco. Here's Mensingen. Perez. Flicks on. Off the chest of Akoto. Here is Akoto. And there is the whistle.
Get behind. Ball goes wide to Flores. Keep going. Keep going.
Akoto. Pace for days. Sterling, but only momentarily. There is Somersault. Knocked off of it. Fonseca turns and Maldonado. Fonseca wins it back. Fonseca unleashes off target, but a quality effort from Pedro Fonseca.
It's okay, kid. It's okay.
His ability to win that ball right back. Former second-round pick in the 2022 MLS Super Draft to Real Salt Lake. He's been key cog in this Tormenta squad this season. Mensingen, quality first touch, marked by Akoto. Rafa towards the byline, rolls across, and it skips through. McLaughlin was surging inside the 18, could not direct it goalward. Akale goes to work. Makwele Akale slips central. It's Sterling. Sterling scores. Clinical. Kazaya. And it's 2-1 Tormenta. And it all started with Akale drawing eyes, drawing bodies, and he finds Sterling just beyond the penalty spot. 2 touches and boom.
Scored by number 9, Kazaya Sterling.
7th goal of the season for Sterling.
Another $100 donated to the Statesboro Food Bank.
Goal brought to you by the clubhouse. We talked about it earlier. Two dynamic attacking teams. 2nd and 3rd of the league in goals per match, respectively. And we have 3 goals, and we have not even reached 40 minutes played. 39th minute goal by Keziah Sterling. After a monster month of July, which saw him score 4 goals and an assist after returning from injury. Flip of the calendar, still the same Keziah Sterling. Once again, North Carolina finds itself down by a goal. This is the 2nd of 3 consecutive road matches. Wrap up that 3-match road swing against Richmond on Wednesday. Busy part of the season for North Carolina. Perez gets it back. Here is Perez, rolls for Anderson. Olex goes down. And again a whistle. Another penalty kick on the way for North Carolina. Take a look back at this. Olex Anderson finds himself in a dangerous spot. And Dalton Knutson, perplexed look on his face, but got the ankle of the dangerous Anderson. And once more, North Carolina can level from the penalty spot. Rafa Mensingen, who in the 35th minute tied things at 1 from the spot. Lines up against the captain, Pablo Jara, in his 100th USL League One regular season appearance with Tormenta. Mensingen do it again. Deja vu! Rafa Mensingen, a first half brace, both goals from the spot, and we're deadlocked at 2. Ninth goal of the season for Rafa. Jara guessed the wrong way, and Mensingen collected from the spot. So 2 penalty kicks, 1 by North Carolina in the first half, and that man right there, Rafa Mensingen, converts on both. And we are back to level pegging. A first half brace for Rafa Mensingen. Koto slips through traffic and then is knocked off of it. This one had the makings of a high-scoring affair, and through the first 43 minutes, it has lived up to that.
Push him in, Nelson. Push him inside. Get in the pocket, Rafa. Ball speed, ball speed. Creep into their half. Creep into their half. All right, that's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Perez, acres of space to work with for the lethal Louis Perez.
Mikey, get back with Raheem.
Anderson now. Anderson trying to knock it to himself. Bumped off of it. Perez settles once more. Unconvincing clearance. Chested down by Mensingen. Finally, some possession for Tormenta. Oh, Fonseca, quality turn. They play the advantage. Akale, who had an assist just moments ago to Sterling. Flicks on for Akoto. Akoto tries to work one across and comes off With Nelson Flores Blanco, a corner kick on the way for Tormenta. What a first half this has been. Corner kick brought to you by the Herb Shop. Already one set-piece goal today for Tormenta. Another one of the run of play. Then Carolina, those two penalty kick conversions by Mensingen. Initial indication suggests 6 minutes of added time. And remember, we missed about 2 minutes or so of action at least with that kit swap for Tormenta. Ajay powers it in. Ajay's ball. Booted out of there. Will be a throw for the home side.
The fourth officials indicated we will play a minimum of 6 minutes of
Stoppage time brought to you by the clubhouse. Again, 6 minutes of added time. Large chunk of it from that kit swap. Tormenta debuted its Championship Nights kit tonight. The front of it was black, the back of it was white, and that caused some issues with North Carolina wearing a white top. Kale quite able to bring that one down.
Louis, toss to the referee. Toby, come in. Even with Chris, Louis. Drop Nick on. Well, you're left.
North Carolina with those two penalty kicks awarded, now tied with Tormenta for the second most PKs won in the league this season with 6. When Knoxville lead the league with 8. 2 goals we've seen Tormenta concede. The 17th and 18th first half goals that Tormenta have allowed this season. Second most first half goals allowed in the league. We're behind Chattanooga, who have conceded 20. John Bradford's squad has rallied back, and here is Anderson looking for more. Olex plays one in, into the 18, towards Somersault, not quite there. Sterling blows through traffic. Sterling muscled. A whistle, a reach for the pocket, and a pull of the card. Chris Lou Young has been booked.
Number 2, Chris Lou Young.
Back at Vandy's barbecue replay. Lou Young, a reigning Team of the Week honoree, after assisting in back-to-back matches last week, shown a Vino yellow card. Heckenberg. Otieno. Fonseca.
Pressure on the ball, Garrett. Good, Garrett.
Fonseca leaves into space. Ajay settles, leaves it for Fonseca. Lovely 1-2. Back to Kingsford. Ajay taken off of it by Thompson. A whistle, and it heads the opposite way. Thompson came to the ball, and Ajay ran into him. Let's take another look at this. That's what the call was. Yeah, you see Thompson fall on it. Ajay kept running through him. Thumbs up from Brooks Thompson. Well played by the keeper. But a lovely build-up. A bit of interplay, opening things up for a goal-scoring opportunity. And what has been a blockbuster first 45. We've seen goals. We've seen a kit swap. A little bit of everything in this first half.
Hey, ball's in! Come on! Keep coming off up!
Lou Young blasts that final row of the bleachers, and a fan just caught it. Well done by that fan. So casual at catching that. His legs are crossed, unfazed, and he brought it in. Ajay, Sterling, top of the box. Sterling knocks it wide. Akale turns the corner. Akoto dances one-on-one. Slices. Akoto! Just overhit it. Did it take a deflection? It did not.
Maybe you again, Mikey. Mikey, maybe you again. 60 seconds, Mikey.
Final few moments of this first half. There's Nick Akoto, who was shown a yellow earlier in this first half. And in doing so, conceded a penalty kick.
Inside till we secure. You got 60 seconds.
No fan there to catch that one. And that wraps up what was a thrilling first 51 minutes of action. 2-2 is the score. A couple of high-octane attacks showing their stuff. Halftime brought to you by Kids World, South Georgia Tormenta, and North Carolina FC. We are through the first half with a whole lot of action. Make sure to stick with us for halftime on ESPN+. A lot of drama in the first half, and a fun one to say the least. Tormenta supporters in the blackout kits, but we didn't see those championship night kits for very long. Had to change kits. Either way, new kits, no problem. A fun first 45, 2-2 the score. Halftime brought to you by Kids World. Stick with us on ESPN+.
Hey, are you ready yet?
In Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Halftime here in Statesboro, Georgia. 2-2 is the score. It was a fun first 45. Halftime brought to you by Kids World. Let's take a look back at some exciting highlights featuring some high-level keepers.
Only one game in the midweek. Union Omaha looking for payback after the stomping they took just a week and a half ago to this same Lexington side. 24th minute, it's a lovely corner kick from Connor Doyle and a sure-headed finish from Steven Dos Santos, nodding in his 5th goal of the season with the Owls and rewarded with a big celebration with Wes Mims. Then, in the 37th minute, we get this awesome play. It's not a goal, but it's a JP Skeers header, and Kalen Fox goes flying in to clear it off the line. I mean, that's got to be up for save of the week. I know it's not a keeper, but case closed. Then we have another defensive effort in the 50th minute. Alexi Sawahi denies an opportunity right in front of goal for Eric Ceja Gonzalez, denying him the chance to score and level things up in the second half. And he's very graciously thanked by Rashid Nuhu, his keeper, after the fact. Then just 2 minutes later, it's dead ball specialist JP Skeers. This time, he's able to get to the back of the net. Just a delicate touch from him. Nice ball from Marco Milanese. Cannot keep your eyes off of JP Skeers when it's a corner kick or a free kick like that. Then, in the 61st minute, Lexington tried to have the deficit, but a quick reaction from Rashid Nuhu keeps his clean sheet, and Union Omaha able to get the 2-0 victory. That's 2 wins in a row for the Owls and 3 wins in 4. And for Rashid Nuhu, it's his 31st career clean sheet in USL League One, 30 in the regular season, and he also had a clean sheet in their championship win in 2021. So let's talk about Rashid Nuhu a little bit. He's been with the team since the start, a name that at this point is synonymous with Union Omaha. And he's known for a lot of things, but he's always had a penchant for twitch reactions, especially with his legs, but that doesn't mean he can't stop some heat with his mitts as well. Played 4 games with Red Bulls 2 in 2019 in the USL Championship, so his pro career isn't entirely in Omaha colors, but it nearly is. And you can't forget his goalie assist in 2021, where he helped Evan Conway score one of his many goals that season in the Kraft House at Gillette Stadium. And he's still kicking it this year. 6 clean sheets on the season, which puts him 2 behind the front runners Bernd Shipman and Lalo Delgado. Needless to say, this Fordham Ram has stamped his claim in these early years of USL League One's history. I know the Owls are more than happy to have him around, especially because he's always pushing to improve, a thread line we've heard over the years about Mr. Nuhu from several coaches on the coaching staff. But he's not the only one with 31 clean sheets in USL League One. So with that in mind, let's pivot over to Akira Fitzgerald. Standing at just 5'11", this man takes the term shot stopping and just runs with it no matter where the shot is coming from or where it's going. Fitzgerald has proven he has the capability to ragdoll himself to the right spot and punch away the effort. Now, unlike Nuhu, Akira has been a pro for quite a while, spending time with the Carolina Railhawks that are now known as North Carolina FC in USL League One. But he also spent time with the Tampa Bay Rowdies before going to RVA in 2019. And not only is he demonstrating his cat-like prowess with sticks, or demonstrating his cat-like prowess between the sticks, he's also the goalkeeping coach for the Richmond Kickers, so a bit of a juggling act this season and previous seasons for Akira Fitzgerald. Probably helps that he's able to stop shots from Emiliano Terzaghi in practice every single day, but he's been a quality goalkeeper for so long. I, for one, will be interested to see who is on top at the end of the season when it comes to career clean sheets, and you should be interested in what's coming up next at halftime on ESPN+. We'll see you there after this from the USL.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Colorado's
Let's take a look at some USL League One news and notes, and congratulations to the Player of the Month nominees. That group of 5 tremendous players: Trevor Ammon, Alex Anderson, Steven Dos Santos, Keziah Sterling, and Bruno Rendon. And you can cast your vote to decide the Player of the Month by visiting USLLeague1.com. To vote, Fuego opening up a brand new training facility, and Keziah Sterling. He had a brace on Wednesday, added an assist against Union Omaha on Saturday. The Player of the Week in USL League One, and he leads the way for last week's Week 20 USL League One Team of the Week. Look at the amount of players that we have in this match on the team. 3 players from Tormenta, 2 from North Carolina. A lot of key pieces around the league involved in our match here tonight. A jam-packed day of action, all 12 teams in action today. These are the 3 other matches going on as we speak. Halftime scoreboard brought to you by Savannah Hilton Head Airport. 2-2 in the border battle between Greenville Triumph and Charlotte Independence. The big one tonight, the 13th edition of the Henny Derby, one of the great soccer rivalries in the U.S. Forward Madison at City Stadium, the 1-0 lead, and Union Omaha, a 1-0 advantage over 1 Knoxville. Here's a look at what is to come, and we still have 2 more matches left to play. Late night out west, Northern Colorado, Lexington, Fuego, and Chattanooga, and then a 3-match slate on Wednesday as well. Second half action and highlights for you after this. Stick with us on
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Back here at Optum Sports Medicine Park in Statesboro, Georgia. Halftime brought to you by Kids World. Wow, what a first half that was. 2-2 is the score, and let's see how it all went down. Halftime highlights brought to you by Galactic Comics. We start things off just a couple of minutes into this one. Tormenta debuting its championship nights kits. They had to change out of those since the colors were too similar to North Carolina. And just a few minutes after that, look at this. Straight out of the training ground, Keziah Sterling finds Kingsford Ajay, splits the wickets of Brooks Thompson. Then a little bit later on, Garrett McLaughlin goes down, a point to the spot. And that sets up this Rafa Mensingen against Pablo Hara. Mensingen buries it, levels things at 1. Hara guessed the right way. Got a fingertip on, it didn't matter. Just 4 minutes later, Keziah Sterling. Yeah, he's going to score that 10 times out of 10. Absolute goal-scoring machine. Had 18 goals last year, up to 7 this season. He again retakes the lead for Tormenta, but the lead will be short-lived. Olex Anderson tripped up, so 42nd minute we go, and another penalty kick, and once more, it's that man, Rafa Mensingen, the sure-footed Brazilian who buries it and ties things at 2. Here's a look at our halftime stats, brought to you by Galactic Comics. Whole lot of action. You see both teams with a flurry of chances, and let's keep in mind that the 2 goals that North Carolina scored, not in the run of play, it was from the penalty spot. Tormenta also had one from a set piece that was a little bit earlier in the match. There is the Ibis fired up for this one as Seven Nation Army blasts through the loudspeakers at Optum Sports Medicine Park. The Ibis rocking that Championship Nights kit. Fun atmosphere tonight at Optum Sports Medicine Park. What a thrilling first half we saw. You get the sense the fireworks not done just yet. 4 goals in the first half. A matchup of 2 of the top scoring sides in the league. North Carolina, 3rd in the league in goals per match. Tormenta, 2nd, but it's really been this recent surge for Tormenta. 16 goals over 5 matches in July after having 15 goals all season entering the month of July. And we're underway. 45 minutes left to play. North Carolina looking to extend a 6-match unbeaten streak, which would match its longest unbeaten streak since 2017. Meanwhile, Tormenta has won 3 in a row against North Carolina. Out of the gates, here's Louis Perez. Perez probing for options. Deflected by Oteano. McLaughlin settles. He has 5 assists already. His cross knocked out of the area. Fonseca looking to clear it. Well played by Tormenta to put out the early fire. Just seconds into this second half. Sterling had a toe on it, nothing more than that. We'll see as this match progresses, will there be any fatigue? North Carolina had a 2-match week last week, but did have a week off. Meanwhile, Tormenta, this is match number 4 in 2 weeks. We've seen a significant amount of player rotation over this stretch. It includes today. McLaughlin finds Lou Young. Chris Lou Young, aerial ball, whisked away but unconvincingly. Maldonado now. Lou Young. Lou Young launches on. It's off of Ajay to stay in play. And Fonseca wins it for Tormenta. Somehow Akale able to maneuver through traffic. Here is the speedy Akale. What a tackle from Somersault. North Carolina is so dangerous in transition. And Oteano broke it up. As Mensingen goes down, it's a surefire yellow card. Oteano, he felt that dangerous moment coming and said, nope, not on my watch. Bites the bullet, commits the foul, and is shown a yellow. It's Rafa Mensingen to take it. He can be very crafty on set pieces. Mensingen pops one ahead. Comes out to Akale. He's knocked down. And Akale has been awarded a free kick. Tormenta looking to play spoiler tonight and this North Carolina streak, and it would also be Ian Cameron's 50th win in charge of Tormenta. That includes his time in charge of the League One squad, the League Two squad, US Open Cup fixtures as well. Such a fascinating journey for Tormenta's third-year head coach Ian Cameron, who signed a multi-year extension in December after winning the league a season ago. After his playing career, he worked as a portfolio risk analyst before getting into coaching full-time, and has worked wonders with this Tormenta club at multiple levels. And again tonight can be his 50th win if his South Georgia squad can come out of here with 3 points. Young. It's Anderson, throw-in on the way for the visitors. Somersault flicks on, muscled off of it by Heckenberg. Otieno speeds ahead, finds Fonseca. One touch to Sterling. Here's Sterling, who has one already. Back to Fonseca! Disbelief from Pedro Fonseca. One-time attempt, unsuccessful. A brilliant build-up as we look back at our Vandy's barbecue replay. Sterling back to Fonseca. It's 101 back. And we remain deadlocked at 2. These two teams so lethal in transition. And a giveaway here. This could be costly. Here's Sterling. Cuts back. Sterling! Denied! Brooks Thompson. What a stop. We've seen some heroics from Thompson in just his second match with North Carolina. And he preserves the 2-2 scoreline. Does set up another Herb Shop corner kick. But a flurry of chances early in the second half. Nothing to show for it for Tormenta. There's Ajay from the corner flag. Kingsford, who got the party started back in the 13th. Low corner, finds the head of Heckenberg. Perez heads it out for North Carolina. Pinballed around, Akale bicycles it back into the area. And off the head of Otieno, it's cradled by Thompson. Brooks Thompson. What an effort we've seen from him tonight. Was acquired on loan from Philadelphia Union 2 of MLS Next Pro on July 28th. Began his pro career with Sporting Kansas City 2. He's the youngest signing in club history at that point. As Fonseca races away with it. Fonseca, back heel to Sterling. Sterling, marked by Garcia. Ajay now. Ajay unleashes, comes off of Liu Young and trickles over the byline. Another corner kick. Somersault will have to be checked on.
High elbow.
Let's take a look back at this. Raheem Somersault being tended to. Let's see. Oh, I just collided with Keziah Sterling. Somersault seems to be okay. He'll have to march off the pitch momentarily. Could prove to be advantageous for Tormenta. It's a numbers game on this set piece.
Garrett! Go to 23! Come on.
Conley will take it.
Let him on!
Fonseca. As Somersault goes back out of the pitch. The best of set pieces as Perez blasts it out for a throw. Mason. Do it again. Eckenberg. Taps it for Killowen. Mason. Ajay now. Ajay tries to loop it across. Certainly a miss hit. And a goal kick coming. It's been a remarkable turning of the tides for North Carolina this season. As you get a look at Kingsford Ajay, the goal scorer back in the 13th. Look what John Bradford has done after the squad was bottom of the table in each of the last 2 seasons. They are now sitting in 2nd place, and a win plus a Northern Colorado draw or loss would catapult them top of the table in August. Speaks volumes of the job that John Bradford's done and his front office has done to acquire some quality pieces in the offseason. Of course, Tormenta last year orchestrated the single greatest turnaround in League One history as Akoto keeps it in play, boots it to the top of the keeper box, and he did not keep it in play. Crept over the byline. Look at Tormenta, in some ways provided the blueprint for the possibility of such a turnaround. They went from 11th place to 3rd place in the regular season table, and of course ended up winning the league title. Kind of went about it in a different way than North Carolina. North Carolina bringing in a lot of very high-profile signings in the offseason. Tormenta brought in its fair share as well. Either way, 2 clubs that have seen significant turnarounds in terms of on-field production last season and this year. Somersault down the touchline, perfectly placed for Perez. Perez surges, Perez skips when goalward, and Hara is unfazed. Now Louis Perez holding his right ankle.
But then he'd run up, turn around to press and say, don't give me that fucking ball again like that. You make sure it's clear, okay? That's the kind of stuff
Perez,
it's got to be cleaner.
One of those significant off-season acquisitions for North Carolina. Holding that right boot. Last year, a 2nd team All-League selection with FC Tucson. Let's see what happens. He let one rip. That right boot. He just stumbles towards the end of that strike. And the Parisian, who starred at UCF, Central Florida, came through the Paris Saint-Germain Youth Academy, and is hobbling off the pitch. There's Perez. We'll monitor that in his return to the pitch. And there he is, back onto the pitch. Fonseca. Kale now. Chips on towards Fonseca. Top Thompson. And it perfectly played. Hackenberg. Ciano now. Switches wide. Akoto, as pacey as you'll find in this league. Works towards the byline. His cross sneaks through and is booted away by David Garcia. Jay, with a heavy first touch, trying to find Mason, did take a deflection. Mason restart, finds Sterling. Seka. Makoto now. Offers to Otieno. Kale. Hackenberg. Thanks for Killuin. Ajay tried to find a Kale, couldn't do so. And Lu Yang surges ahead. And a down player for North Carolina. Rafa Mensingen holding that left leg, and he will be subbed off. Luis Arriaga will replace him. Rafa Mensingen, who had that first half brace, both from the penalty spot. Wilton Basket, the team athletic trainer for North Carolina, he's been a busy man. No offense to Wilton, but that's one person you don't want to have to see or talk about all too much. Stretching out those legs of Rafa Mensingen. "82 degrees, but it is humid. A thick night here in Statesboro. And there is Luis Arriaga, the California native. He came out in the 74th minute against Chattanooga Red Wolves last weekend. This time will come on just past the hour mark. His third season with North Carolina. 19th overall appearance this year. Just his fourth time coming on as a substitute. And there is the first alteration of the night for either squad. Substitution brought to you by Pestmaster Services.
Substitution for NCFC, entering the match number 7.
The day is done for Rafa Mensingen.
Exiting the match number 14, Rafael Mensingen.
Remember, last week for North Carolina, it was a busy one. Multi-match week. John Bradford said a lot of this week was just about recovery, getting guys rested and ready to roll for another busy stretch, including a lot of road matches. We'll wrap up a 3-match road trip on Wednesday at Richmond, and finally get back to good old Cary, North Carolina next Saturday against Greenville. But if this result stands, it will be 7 in a row without a loss for John Bradford's squad, which will be the most matches in a row without a loss for North Carolina since 2017. Here's Lu Young. Eason deflects it out. Arriaga, his first touch. Chris Lu Young finds Somersault, taps it out to Arriaga. Maldonado cycles it around. Fernandez finds Nelson Flores Blanco. Here's Luis Perez. Wheels and deals wide. Blanco lifts it across over all of his teammates. Kept in play by Knutson. Got that Mason. And booted out for a throw. And we will see another change. And it's Kingsford Ajay, who scored back in the 13th. He will sub off, and one of the handful of rotated players, not in the starting 11 today, but don't let that fool you. Jackson Corey, he has been a key piece of this squad's success. 4 goals and 5 assists for the first-year professional from the land down under. The Australian enters his 19th appearance of the season. Substitution brought to you by Pest Master Services. Corey, a guy who Ian Cameron says is so hungry to get better each and every day. Really good with both feet. We'll see what impact he can make in this final stint of the match. You see his defensive prowess right there. Well, fans, as a thank you for watching tonight's broadcast, Tormenta FC has provided a promo code for 10% off of your purchase at TormentaFCshop.com. The online store has official TFC apparel, jerseys, and accessories. The promo code to get 10% off your entire merchandise order is, as you see on your screen, USL Champions, all caps, no spaces. Once again, USL Champions, all caps, no spaces. Use that code at TormentaFCshop.com to get 10% off your entire merchandise order. Kits, shirts, accessories, so much more. Of course, earlier tonight, they debuted the Championship Nights kit, but it was a truncated debut as they had to change out of it just 2 minutes into the match, since the back of them are white. It was a bit too confusing with North Carolina also wearing white tops. Perez, a handball. And Corey, lightning fast restart.
Hey, come on, next play. Take an angle, Luis.
Kilwin launches towards Akoto. Heads inside the box towards Akale. Got a touch on it. Akale looking for a whistle to no avail. And Gustavo Fernandez giving him the explanation. Here's a look back at Irvandi's barbecue replay. Well, there was certainly a touch of the hand to the back. Was there a shove? That's the question. And Donovan Eubank said no. Well, we talked about him in the pre-match. Mateus Cassini. What a piece he's been for Ian Cameron's squad. One of the premier off-season moves in the entire league. Going from forward Madison to Tormenta, he heads on in favor of Pedro Fonseca. Cassini coming on as a substitute after starting the last 2. Missed a large chunk of the season due to a collarbone injury. Has had 3 goals since his return in the beginning of July. And he is on looking to be that difference maker. Ian Cameron said he is a guy who can change matches. He scores goals, he makes things happen. He has that end product. As Corey kept it in play, it was working the touchline and evidently got a piece of the touchline. Again, that change brought to you by Pest Master Services. John Bradford to lead his squad to another positive result. He's been a mainstay in the NCFC system for a decade now. Youth Academy directors, where he got his start. He's worked his way up to the League One head coach and has done a tremendous job this season, leading the charge. April Coach of the Month earlier in the year. That's his squad with an opportunity to have the largest turnaround in League One history and usurp that man's record, Ian Cameron, who last year orchestrated the largest single season turnaround in League One history. Bottom of the table to third place in the regular season. Right now in North Carolina in second place after being bottom of the table last 2 seasons. Akale dances ahead, finds Sterling, makes some contact from behind. No whistle, and North Carolina can counter. Not many options ahead. Takeaway in the midfields. Comes to Corey. Corey, a left-footed player, but a whistle before that. And it was Corey the culprit. Jackson Corey, reigning Team of the Week honoree, had a goal and 2 assists in that 4-1 thrashing of Forward Madison. It was on the road, and that was the best win of the season for Tormenta, and probably the most impressive win of the season for any team this year. That in North Carolina's over Northern Colorado, 2-0 last week. As Anderson took contact to the face, he is screaming in pain, still down inside the 18. And they play on. Here's Perez. Steps into space, Perez. Well off target into the construction area. But he's a left-footed player who can absolutely curl one in from that spot. A lethal left boot for Luis Perez, not that time. Koto, one touch ahead from Makwele Akale. Dispossessed, well played by Gustavo Fernandez. Part of that center-back tandem that John Bradford said has just been underrated this season. They haven't got the attention that they deserve. Maldonado. It's Nelson Flores Blanco. To Mikey Maldonado. Somersault. Skips one to Louis Young. Somersault once more. Somersault elevates it towards Anderson. Koto wins it in the air. Stays in that attacking third. Anderson. Knocked off of it, and it will be a corner. Third corner kick of the night for North Carolina. After a couple of early chances in the second half for Tormenta, we haven't seen many golden opportunities for either side as the second half has progressed. Will that change right here? With the potent Luis Perez at the corner flag. Perez sprays one in. Added out of the area by Kilwin. Well played by the 6'4 center back who anchors this back line. Maldonado Floats one ahead, Maldonado's ball! What a save by Hara! In his 100th regular season appearance, comes up with a dynamic stop. Full extension to turn it away. Let's get another look at this. Maldonado, first of all, beautiful ball. And it seemed to be Fernandez who nicked it goalward. And Hara, just a tremendous effort. Captain in his 100th League One appearance with Tormenta. Worked his way up from what was then known as the PDL Tormenta squad, now USL 2 program, and of course Tormenta's USL 2 program, known as year in, year out, one of the best. Both these clubs have tremendous youth academies. They've produced a slew of high caliber players. Well, poor giveaway by Otieno. Donato. Somersault into space. Perez now. Approaching the final 15 minutes of this one. North Carolina looking to stay unbeaten in what will be 7 in a row. Meanwhile, Tormenta looking to stay unbeaten in what would be 4 in a row against North Carolina. They've won 3 straight against the visitors tonight. Maldonado finds Flores Blanco. Low cross in the area. Anderson turns. It trickles in. Olex has done it again. Give him 11 goals in this season. And the man who is almost surely going to be the player of the month for July. It's a new month, but the same man as he buries another goal. Bounces through. He rolls it goalward. It took a deflection. And seemingly in slow motion, it clears the goal line. Olex Anderson. And North Carolina has snatched its first lead of the evening.
Number 9, Olex Anderson. Entering the match, number 18, DJ Benton. Also exiting the match, number 13, Luis Perez.
And a couple of changes on the way. DJ Benton will enter for the goal scorer, Olex Anderson. Max Flick set to come on for Luis Perez. 2 defensive substitutions. A striker and a midfielder replaced by 2 defenders. Benton, his 17th appearance of the season. First-year North Carolina player. Max Flick in his 3rd year with NCFC. His 8th appearance of the season. John Murphy enters for Tormenta. He replaces Chris Heckenberg. Elijah Amo on for Okwele Akale. So swaps for both teams. For 2 very different reasons. It's North Carolina looking to see this one out. And Tormenta trying to level, maybe go beyond that. As you see, best master services substitution. Again, DJ Benton on for Olex Anderson. Luis Perez comes off in favor of Max Flick. Here is Cassini, one of his first touches of the night. 1-2, back to Mateus. Cassini turns and crosses towards Corey. Header won by Garcia. Mason keeps it to the final third. Corey now. Corey plays one across. Headed out of there, knocked even further by Maldonado. And a takeaway, it's Maldonado. That was created by the toe of McLaughlin. And Maldonado taken off of it by Sterling, settled by Murphy. They play on. Amo. Kilwin. Cycled side to side. Koto leaves it for Cassini. Cassini taken off of it by Benton, the defensive substitution. Paying off right there for John Bradford. Folks, expect 11 plus more minutes of what we've seen for the last minute or so. Sustained possession for Tormenta in that attacking third. And the question is, can North Carolina weather the storm? It does open things up for moments like this. The occasional counter as Flick paces ahead and perhaps wisely pulls it back out. Here is Flick. As Flick whistles. Well, big update for you around the league. It's still early, only the 11th minute, but on the road, Lexington leads Northern Colorado 1-0. If that result stands and this result holds, that means that North Carolina will catapult back to the top of the table. North Carolina, with a win against Tormenta, will move into first place with a Northern Colorado loss or draw. But still a ways to go tonight. Akoto plays it across, and Somersault blasts it. Will be a throw. Sterling. Otieno looking for Murphy. Keeps it in that area. Here is Murphy. One place ball. It's a low, turns and strikes. Elijah Amo, his 15th appearance. A bit of space to work with. The widest of windows. At this point of the match, you figure why not? This Pepper Brooks Thompson with strikes, although Thompson, man, he has been up to the challenge today. It is his second appearance with North Carolina. He's made 3 saves. He's conceded a couple of goals. Cassini knocks ahead. Booted long by Max Flick. Otieno. There's Murphy. Kill win now. Mason has an angle. Loops one across towards the back post. And it will head the opposite way. And a down North Carolina player on that battle in the air, the aerial duel. Let's take another look at this. Once again, the athletic trainer for North Carolina, Wilton Baskett, called upon, this time to check on Nelson Flores Blanco, who has become a mainstay with North Carolina. Significant experience on the international stage as well, the El Salvador national team. Let's take another look at this. Let's see who exactly knocked into him. I know, that was North Carolina on North Carolina violence right there. Fernandez, Blanco, who collided. Anytime there's any sort of contact to the head area, will immediately trigger the medical staff to be ushered on.
Let him on, please. Can we get him on? Hey, ref! On! Ref! Go ahead, Nelson, go ahead. Nelly, go.
Carolina coach is pleading to let Nelson Flores Blanco back on. Has been reinserted. Time taken away in this intriguing matchup. North Carolina in second place of the table, but as it stands, they would jump to first. Meanwhile, Tormenta trying to orchestrate another late season turnaround like they did last year. Trying to maneuver towards that playoff line. Right now sitting on 24 points, 29 points where the playoff line currently is. This is a critical juncture of the season, not only because it is late and they're running out of time, but because of who they play. In the month of August, they will take on the first, second, third, and fifth place teams over a 5-match stretch. That includes the Northern Colorado match on the 23rd, which was postponed from earlier this season. Actually got through a half of that match right here at Optum Sports Medicine Park before a prolonged weather delay, and the Dogs were finally called off. Kodo turns on the Jets, grab from behind. He wanted the advantage to be played, and you see John Murphy is livid. Donovan Eubank will pull the card, for Tormenta, frustrated that advantage was not granted. Two bookings actually shown. So DJ Benton was the one who was booked for that initial foul. And then due to the dissent, John Murphy was shown a yellow card as well. So a pair of yellow cards, one on each team. In the 86th minute. That yellow card on DJ Benton brought to you by Vino. 1-2, finds Almo. Low cross towards Corey. Got that left toe on it, but could not corral it. Mason goes down. Mason looking for the whistle. He is granted the foul. And a free kick on the way. Right back to it. Comes out to Cassini. Oh, you could see he wanted to hit that goal word. Couldn't do so. Well done by Arriaga to break it up. Cassini finds Almo. Elijah again. Knocked off of it. And it is a goal kick. Kilwin. See everybody behind the ball. North Carolina. Some token pressure shown. Extend a bit. Long ball finds the chest of Akoto. Akoto is there, keeps it in play. But North Carolina retake possession. Kilwin. Corey booted out of there. Tobias Odieno. That's Murphy. Taps it over to Mateus Cassini. Cassini for Sterling, deflected out of there. Arriaga at the controls now. As it's rolled ahead. Attacking options surge ahead in the form of McLaughlin and Flick. Arriaga back to Benton. Here is Arriaga. Acres of space to work with. Luis Arriaga. Low strike, and it skips into the chest of Pablo Jara, who disposes of it instantaneously. Minute here at Optum Sports Medicine Park. These Tormenta faithful looking for some late match drama. The band, by the way, has been an awesome touch. Otieno finds Amo. Elijah Amo ahead towards Corey. Booted out of danger. McLaughlin settles. And a minimum of 7 minutes of added time as Maldonado picks out Flick. Max Flick looking to finish things off, and he cannot convert. And substitutions on the way. As we enter second half stoppage time, brought to you by the Clubhouse. There's a look back at Vandy's barbecue replay. Max Flick couldn't quite finish off the job. It's a Passmaster Services substitution. Preston Pop, a product of the North Carolina Academy. He will enter for Garrett McLaughlin, native of Montreal. Was previously with Rochester. Multi-time All-Conference USA selection at the Charlotte 49ers. As he enters for NCFC, replaces Garrett McLaughlin. Spearhead this formation. Mason rolls on for Almo. Garcia all over him. See Ian Cameron, bottom of your screen. His team orchestrate a point or more. They do somehow come out of here with 3 points. It will be Ian Cameron's 50th win across all competitions as a head coach in the Tormenta system. Now the offside flag is raised.
Keep going, come on! Let him run! Second ball. DJ, cross to Luis. DJ, cross to Arriaga. Help it on, Maxie. Help it on, Maxie.
Kodo rolls ahead. Kodo tracks after it. Marked by Benton. Cassini.
Don't have to, B. Don't have to.
Here's John Murphy. Corey. Mason now. Mason tries to turn the corner. He is knocked down by Max Flick. Mason has won another free kick from that same area. He's been very active on the left flank. Last time they played it short and tried to get things going in the run of play. Have to imagine with the amount of numbers that North Carolina have behind the ball, we'll probably see one played inside the box. And it looks like that's exactly what Jackson Corey will line up to do for South Georgia Tormenta. They might not have many better chances than this in these final few minutes to find that equalizer. Corey sends it in. Corey's ball knocked off target, and it is a corner kick. An Herb Shop corner kick. This is the 4th of the night for Tormenta. Jackson Corey stands over it. The rookie. Low cross. Booted out with ease. Montiano. Akoto. Cassini alongside him. Leaves it for Otieno. Kilwin now. Mason. Ahead for Corey. Otieno, a pocket of space. Sterling had a touch on it. Clearance comes off the back of the head of Lou Young, and it will be a throw for Tormenta. Two minutes remaining in stoppage time. Akoto works ahead. They play on. His cross comes to Omo. Denied, but it's popped right back to Mason. Mason skies one in, finds the head of Akoto, and it's off target. What an effort by Brooks Thompson. The initial denial, none of the recycle. They couldn't finish. Great save by Thompson. Look back at Vandy's barbecue replay. Akoto goes airborne, and it's just off target. A 6'3" fullback can be very active in that final third. Thompson's water bottle was on the pitch, so I'll have to toss that off. No rush to restart the action. North Carolina trails 1-0 and then 2-1. They've overcome multiple deficits tonight on the road and are just seconds away from 3 points. As Pop tracks after it, Hara launches it a mile high and out for a throw. Perhaps one last opportunity for Tormenta, if they can build quickly. Akoto knocked off of it. Murphy. Kilwin. Got out for a throw. We'll see how much longer Donovan Eubank and company grant to Tormenta. At least one more possession. Bring it back to the spot for another throw. Arriaga, a clearance should do it. And still, Tormenta with life. Otieno. Murphy now. Cycles it over to Cassini. Akoto Across, finds Otieno! Off target. And that's it. North Carolina, a come-from-behind victory to extend its unbeaten streak to 7 in a row. And in doing so, catapult to the top of the table. 3-2 the final at Tormenta. What a conclusion. Here's a look back at this final moment. Cassini finds Akono, perfectly placed ball to Otieno, the one-time strike. Almost bagged it upper 90. But it was not meant to be. In North Carolina, snap a 3-match losing streak against Tormenta. 3-2 victory for the visitors. Final score brought to you by Kids World as we take a look at our man of the match. Brought to you by Galactic Comics. It is Keziah Sterling. His 39th minute goal after setting up the first goal of the match in the early portion of this one with an assist. Another multi-goal contribution match for him. Keziah Sterling, our man of the match, presented by Galactic Comics. Let's take a look at our play of the match, brought to you by Bullock Solutions. And it was Keziah Sterling who got things started. He rolls one over to Kingsford Ajay, who splits the wickets of Brooks Thompson and converts on his second goal of the season. Once again, our play of the match presented by Bullock Solutions. Came early, Tormenta at the early edge in the 13th minute, but in the end, it's North Carolina FC with the victory. Let's take a look now at our save the match, brought to you by Vision Source. And in his 100th regular season appearance with Tormenta, Pablo Jara. A tremendous denial, turning away the headed effort. At that point, kept things level. Jara in his 100th appearance with Tormenta. But once again, North Carolina on the road, 3 points to the top of the table they go. We'll wrap things up after this on ESPN+.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Tonight in Statesboro, Georgia, Tormenta falls just short. North Carolina victorious, 3-2 the final. Full-time score brought to you by Kids World, and let's take a look at how this Wilds fixture went down. Full match highlights brought to you by Galactic Comics, and how about this? Not even for match play, but just 2 minutes in, Tormenta had to change its kits. They were too similar to North Carolina's. 13th minute, Keziah Sterling in what went down as our play of the match. Look at that, straight off the training ground. Fonseca finds Sterling, one-time cross, he finds Ajay, he tucks it in. Just a little bit later on in the first half, Gary McLaughlin hustled to the turf, sets up this penalty kick. Rafa Mensingen, you bet. 1-1 the score at that point. Mensingen, remember that name as he puts it past Pablo Jara. 4 minutes after that, Keziah Sterling, our player of the match. Yeah, you're not going to stop him. When he has space like that, forget about it. As he puts it in. 2-1 Tormenta, its second lead of the night. But then, later on in the first half, it's Olex Anderson. He's tripped up. And once more, a penalty kick has been granted. Second PK attempt, both times was Rafa Mensingen, both times culminating in a goal. All right, gets the wrong way. Mensingen fired up. He ties things at 2. 76th minute. Whipped in ball. Anderson took a deflection, doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net. Olex Anderson, after a monster month of July, starts off August with another goal. Now we'll look at her full-time match stats, also brought to you by Galactic Comics. And as you see, both teams, a decent amount of chances. Both squads, 6 shots on target. Possession was a bit more equal than that actually showed. It was a bit skewed because for the final 10 or so minutes, North Carolina parked the bus. But the only number that matters, North Carolina 3 goals, Tormenta just 2. Well, an epic match tonight at Optum Sports Medicine Park. It's a little bit of everything. Kit changes, a lot of great goals, back and forth drama, but in the end, it's North Carolina remaining unbeaten in 7 matches in a row, and for the moment, top of the table. 3-2 the final for our fantastic crew. My name is John Gross. Thanks to all of you for joining us. This has been the USL League One on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.